Lee is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me welcome all of our guests here and witnesses today, and especially want to greet Ms. Antunez. Thank you for being here. Let me just first say to my colleague, Mr. Mack, I want to just mention one point to you as it relates to race. Race is a factor in so many issues, both here and in Cuba. Actually, Ms. Antunez also pointed to the fact, and let me just read you this. She says, I know the regime's contempt for Cuban people and how they show no mercy to those of us who are black. So she also raised the issue of race, which is a good thing to do. Now, I want to just say to you, Ms. Antunez, that I share many of your concerns about the lives of Afro-Cubans, and I understand this, because as an African-American myself, I remember the days of the United States government's Jim Crow laws, where African-Americans could not vote. My father was a lieutenant colonel in the United States Army, and I remember very vividly being turned away at restaurants and movie theaters. He had his U.S. Army uniform on, and were told we were not allowed because we were black. I also remember when I started school, I could not go to public schools because I was black. I also remember, and this is in my lifetime, when black people were lynched, when they were hung. I remember these things very well. This was not long ago. And we're still here in my own country dealing with discrimination and inequalities, oftentimes with race as part of the reason for these inequalities. So I've experienced a lot, and I understand what you're trying to say. But yet, I don't remember many countries at all refusing their citizens the right to travel to the United States or to engage in an embargo against my country because of these gross human rights violations that I have experienced and many of my colleagues in the African American community. I believe that African Americans can demonstrate to Afro-Cubans how African Americans have challenged our government for freedom and for equality. The embargo and the travel ban has kept us, has put this barrier up, has kept us from helping you and for sharing with you our struggles and what we've had to do to fight just for the right to be part of this country. So why wouldn't ending the travel ban be in the best interest of Afro-Cubans?
Bueno, yo me alegro mucho que se haya tratado este tema y que usted se haya dirigido en este término, porque yo también puedo decir que no puedo decir esto que recuerdo, no, sino que estoy viviendo, que mi pueblo, mi familia y mi gente dentro de la isla estamos viviendo en estos momentos parte de todas esas mismas vivencias y cosas por las cuales usted me estaba comentando.
I'm very happy that this topic has come up and that you've addressed it because my own people and my own family are living through some of the same kinds of things that you've just cited.
Yo estoy pensando ahora mismo en mi propio hermano que por ser de la raza negra y por oponernos al régimen de nuestro país, inclusive el régimen le ha usado perros que no son cosas que yo diga, sino cosas que están ahí presentes, que están las huellas en él.
And I'm thinking specifically of my brother, who, because he is black and opposes the regime in our country, they've even sicked dogs on him. And it's not something that I'm just saying, he bears the scars on his body.
Entonces también recuerdo a mi cuñada Iris Tamara Pérez Aguilera, como recientemente fue golpeada por la policía política en las calles de Cuba por defender el derecho de una persona y tildada de negra y otros epítetos de carácter obscenos y agresivos contra ella solamente por esta defensa.
And I'm also thinking of my sister-in-law, who was beaten by the political police on the streets of Cuba and addressed as black and with other epithets in an obscene manner, merely because she was defending the rights of one of her fellow citizens.
Entonces recuerdo cómo con...
Just, I'm going to unanimous consent for an additional minute because of the time taken.
And Mr. Chairman, if I could just say that you're a wonderful translator, but I believe that the first part of her sentence was saying, I don't have to rely on memories and on recollections. It is something that I live with every day.
May I reclaim my time, Mr. Chairman?
It is your time.
This is something we continue to live with every day also, Congresswoman Ileana Ross.
I don't doubt it, Ms. Lee.
So just understand that the point is, I don't remember and I don't see many countries not allowing their citizens the right to travel to America because we still have so many violations of human rights here in our own country.
I just want to be, I'm not part of the Blame America First crowd. I wanted to just clarify
No, all right, but
more accurately what she had said. They're
El
not
hecho es que
memories.
personas como nosotros, que hemos vivido, que es nuestra vivencia, que es nuestra vida, entendemos, sabemos y estamos seguros de que un turismo americano para nuestra isla sería en estos momentos fatal, porque nos quitaría el espacio que hemos ganado. Y esto no es una cosa que yo la diga porque no la quiera para mi país, es algo que nosotros hemos ganado porque somos la vivencia, somos los que la hemos vivido. No necesitamos entrar a la internet para ver cifras de cómo se sufre en Cuba, ni cifras de cuántos mercados hay, ni siquiera.
the time of the gentlelady has expired. I'll give the translator time to translate the answer.
Thank you. I'm speaking about the facts that I've gleaned from my own life experiences, and I'd like to say that I'm sure that American tourism would actually be fatal for us and the space that we've won through our nonviolent activism, not because I don't want something good for my country, but because I don't need to go on the internet to know the effects of repression that would come about as a consequence of this policy.
Gentlelady has expired. The gentleman from New